Hi. I was going to put a shirt on because I want to talk to you about something important today, but it's not important about my shirt. It's important what I say here. And, I watch the news. I watch all kind of news. I watch Fox News. I watch CNN. And CNN's still the most trusted network. So, today I want to talk about the rise of Russia. I see last couple of years I've been watching stuff, people said, well, the Russians are helping Trump get elected. He doesn't say it's not true. He says he didn't collude with them, like they didn't connect with them, but maybe they were helping him without him knowing it. He might not know that the Russians are helping him. So, okay. I think I'd know if the Russians were helping me. And 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, I met 3 Russians. I still remember it. I didn't forget. Seems like after meeting 200 times with Russians, and they can't remember 140 of those times, something's wrong with that picture. But that's not even why I'm talking to you today. Something's wrong with that picture. And I think it's wrong that instead of the president inviting the Speaker of the House and the leader of the Senate to come to the White House after he's elected, he invites the Russian ambassador and his kissy-ass sidekick lapdog, whatever, to me. I don't care about the Russians, but I see we're all so wound up with what's happening in Congress and in Washington that we're forgetting to look outside the window here. We're leaving Syria. I think we have 100 soldiers, or maybe 400 in a whole country. Well, heck, the Russians have sent that many people to Venezuela, plus a couple nuclear bombers, plus we don't know what's in those nuclear bombers, but I can tell you that I am old enough to remember when Kennedy was our president. He told them, turn those missiles around, turn those ships around, take them back to Russia, you're not bringing them here. And they did. And I see the Russians been after us a long time after that. We found out Lee Harvey Oswald, who was a private in the U.S. Army, somehow found his way to Cuba and then to Moscow before he shot Kennedy. So I figured the Russians, I'm not saying the Russians shot Kennedy, I'm just saying, isn't that funny that somebody who would shoot the president would go to Russia? And I don't know how an unemployed ex-private from the U.S. Army can afford to take trips like that, because I can't afford to go to California on vacation. You dogs be good. But I am a little concerned. I see we're withdrawn from Syria. We're withdrawn from Turkey. We're making a bunch of noise about Iran because they might possibly be nuclear. But they seem to be getting a lot of missiles from the Russians and stuff, the SS-400s and the S-400s, whatever they are. So they're able to defend themselves against us. So the Russians are not on our team, even though our president's really friendly with them. Now they're in Venezuela. Where do we draw the line? When do we say, this little third world country that has the economy, we have 2 states at least probably in the United States that have a bigger economy than Russia. Why do we put up with this? Why do we think Russia is some world power and leave when they come in, or leave when they tell us to? And our president, just talked to him Friday. I've seen him say, I don't talk to Russians. 20 minutes after he made a phone call to Russia. I'm not saying this is collusion. Maybe he's just puny and weak. But Ronald Reagan wouldn't put up with this. Ronald Reagan caused the Soviet Union to break up into Russia and 10 little states or 8 little states. And it took their power away. I guess they're mad about it now, but that don't mean that we should kowtow to them. This is a family channel. If Ronald Reagan was here, he'd be having a fit. If John F. Kennedy was here, he would be having a fit. Apparently, we're not doing anything to stop them messing with our elections. We are certain. You might think it's funny that Russians are messing with our elections, and you might say, oh, well, we did it to them. It's one thing if you stop a bad guy, but when the bad guys come and mess with us, you know, it's one thing to say, let's take democracy to the people of Kazakhstan or Afghanistan, but it's something else when they're going, yeah, you know, you should have a kingdom like we have in Russia, and everybody kisses up to Vladimir Putin. I just don't want to see our president kissing up to Vladimir Putin. So, I hope we do better, and I'll tell you what, the reason Putin's mad is because, you know, we had him surrounded over there and pinned up and contained and under Obama. You can say what you want, but that's what they were mad about. Putin's complaining about NATO coming over to Turkey and putting missiles around Ukraine, and now they've invaded the Ukraine, and our president hasn't said anything that I can recall. You know, this is who will say something, and we're all so busy looking at Congress, we're not looking out the window at what's going on. But it's not good, and we're headed the wrong way here. So, bad, wrong way. So, thanks for watching. This is not my usual subject, but I can't help but say, look what's going on. I'm asking you, look what's going on here. So, you check it out. Okay, thanks.